By the time you reach 80, your body may have already lost up to half of its muscle mass compared to when you were young. This is not just part of getting older. It's a condition called sarcopenia, a gradual loss of muscle due to age, and it affects millions of older adults around the world. More than 50 million seniors are living with sarcopenia, and in the US alone, over 300,000 are hospitalized each year after falling, often because their muscles were too weak to hold them steady. But the important thing is this: a study in the Journal of Physiology showed that this kind of muscle loss is not something we have to accept as unavoidable. Some older adults in their 70s and even their 80s still have the strength, posture, and movement of someone 30 or 40 years younger. While others their age struggle to get out of a chair or climb stairs, these individuals continue hiking, swimming, and living actively. They stay independent longer, and they often perform better than people half their age in strength tests. So what are they doing differently? Surprisingly, researchers at Mayo Clinic and Harvard Medical School have found that most seniors, about 93%, have never been taught the most important daily habit that can actually rebuild muscle, even in later life. This habit is simple. It's based on science, but it's often overlooked even by doctors, and you might be doing the opposite of it every day without knowing it. One small daily mistake could be speeding up the muscle loss process by activating genes that usually stay quiet. But making one adjustment in your routine could help protect your independence and strength for years to come. Before we move on, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe for more natural, practical health tips. And feel free to share in the comments where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. Habit number 7, gentle stress that makes muscles stronger. One of the most surprising habits shared by older adults who stay strong into their 80s is this: they intentionally give their body a little bit of good stress. This kind of stress is called hormetic stress, a short burst of challenge that, when done properly, helps your body grow stronger, not weaker. It may sound unusual, but it's based on a simple idea. When your body faces a small, temporary challenge, it activates protective systems. These include genes that support muscle repair, better energy use, and even slower aging. Researchers at the Buck Institute for Research on Aging have found that small amounts of controlled stress can increase mitochondria, the power stations of your muscle cells. It can also boost certain hormones that protect your muscles from shrinking. Here are 3 simple ways strong seniors add good stress to their daily routine. Number 1, temperature therapy, switching between hot and cold. Cold exposure: some end their shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water. Others do brief cold water immersion. This helps wake up brown fat, which boosts energy use and supports muscle function. Heat exposure: sauna use, especially 4 to 7 times a week, has been shown in Finnish studies to reduce muscle loss by up to 40% over time. Why? Because it activates heat shock proteins that protect and rebuild muscle cells. Number 2, intermittent fasting, short daily fasts. Many strong seniors follow time-restricted eating all meals within an 8 to 10 hour window each day. This gives the body time to rest, repair, and clear out damaged cells. According to the Salk Institute, just 12 weeks of this routine improved mitochondrial function in muscle cells by up to 10%. Number 3, overcoming isometrics, short, intense muscle contractions. They practice brief muscle exercises like pushing or pulling against an unmoving surface with maximum effort for 5 to 10 seconds. These short bursts send strong signals to muscle cells, helping maintain size and strength without stressing the joints. What matters most is how these stresses are used. They must be brief, intense enough to challenge the body, and always followed by recovery. When used properly, they activate special genes linked to longevity, like FOXO and sirtuins, that help maintain muscle mass with age. If you're trying this for the first time, start gently. The goal is not exhaustion. It's a short, positive challenge your body can adapt to and grow from, just enough to stay strong. Habit number 6, eating protein the right way at the right time. Many older adults are told to just eat enough protein, but research now shows that when you eat protein is just as important as how much you eat, especially as you age. Here's why. As we get older, our muscles respond less to protein. This is known as anabolic resistance. It means your body becomes less efficient at turning protein into muscle, even if you're eating the right amount. So if you eat most of your protein at dinner, like many people do, your muscles only get one strong chance to rebuild each day. The rest of the time, that opportunity is missed. What many people don't know is that after each meal, your muscles enter a golden window that lasts about 3 to 4 hours. During this time, muscle building activity is at its peak. But if your breakfast only includes toast or cereal and lunch is light, you're losing 2/3 of that daily opportunity to build and maintain strength. The solution is simple. Spread your protein evenly across the day. Your goal should be to get 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at every meal. At breakfast, instead of toast alone, try eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. At lunch and dinner, include lean meats, fish, eggs, dairy, or plant-based proteins like beans and lentils. One 12-week study from the University of Texas found that older adults who spread their protein intake evenly throughout the day gained over a pound of muscle without changing anything else in their lifestyle. So the key takeaway is this: eating enough protein isn't enough. You need to eat it at the right times in the right portions to truly support your muscles. Habit number 5, optimizing vitamin D, the silent muscle protector. Most people think of vitamin D as something that protects bones, but the truth is, it quietly plays an essential role in maintaining your muscle strength, especially as you age. In fact, more than 80% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D, and when your levels are too low, your muscles can gradually weaken, even if you don't notice it right away. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that vitamin D actually activates specific genes inside your muscle cells. These genes are responsible for building and preserving muscle. When your vitamin D is at healthy levels, these genes stay active. But when levels drop, those same cells begin to break down faster than your body can repair them. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine found that older adults with optimal vitamin D levels had up to 25% more muscle strength than those who were deficient. Their balance was also better, and their reaction time quicker, both of which lower the risk of falling. Now, many people rely on sunlight for their vitamin D, and while sunlight is important, the ability to convert it into usable vitamin D decreases by more than half after the age of 65. That's why diet and supplementation become essential. Foods like salmon, mackerel, egg yolks, and fortified dairy can help, but in most cases, seniors need more than food alone. Experts often recommend between 2,000 and 4,000 international units per day, but that depends on your current levels. A simple blood test can tell you exactly where you stand. One important note: vitamin D works best when it's taken alongside vitamin K2. Without K2, the calcium that vitamin D helps absorb can be directed into your arteries instead of your bones. That's not something you want. Thankfully, K2 is found in fermented foods like aged cheeses, sauerkraut, and a Japanese dish called natto. Even liver contains some. The key message here is simple. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health. When combined with the right nutrients and monitored through occasional testing, it becomes a quiet but powerful ally in your effort to stay strong, stable, and independent. Habit number 4, reducing chronic inflammation every day. If there's one thing that most strong, independent seniors have in common, it's this: they keep inflammation in their bodies very low, and they do it every day. This type of inflammation is not the kind you feel from an injury or a fever. It's a slow, silent process called chronic inflammation. And as we age, this quiet fire inside the body starts to burn more easily and more often. Scientists have even given it a name: inflammaging. The problem is, chronic inflammation wears down your muscles over time. It breaks down protein faster than your body can rebuild it. Even worse, it can block the signals that come from exercise or protein-rich meals, meaning your efforts to stay strong might not be working as well as they should. A well-known study from Tufts University found that older adults with high levels of inflammation lost muscle nearly 3 times faster than those with low levels, even when their diet and exercise habits were the same. So what do strong seniors do differently? They take small but consistent steps to calm the inflammation in their bodies. First, they prioritize quality sleep. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, and sleeping in a quiet, dark room helps lower the body's inflammatory response. Poor sleep, on the other hand, can increase inflammatory markers in the blood by as much as 40%. They also pay close attention to their gut health. As we get older, the balance of bacteria in the digestive system often shifts in ways that can promote inflammation. That's why many superagers eat a wide variety of plant foods: fruits, vegetables, herbs, seeds, and legumes, aiming for 30 or more types each week. They also regularly enjoy fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, and sauerkraut, which are naturally rich in probiotics that support healthy digestion and reduce inflammation from within. When it comes to physical activity, they avoid extremes. Instead of overtraining, they follow a steady routine that includes moderate movement most days of the week. Some also include short sessions of higher intensity exercise, but only once or twice per week, and always with enough time to rest in between. In their diet, they include natural anti-inflammatory nutrients. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish like salmon or from high-quality supplements are part of their routine. Many also use turmeric, especially in the form of curcumin, which has been shown to reduce inflammation when taken regularly. And they choose foods rich in polyphenols, like berries, green tea, and extra virgin olive oil, which protect cells and help the body recover from everyday stress. One study from the University of California revealed something striking. In just 12 weeks, age-related changes in gut bacteria, if left unaddressed, could increase markers of inflammation by nearly 30%. But with the right daily habits, that trend can be reversed. To know where you stand, your doctor can order a simple blood test called HSCRP. It measures a marker of inflammation. In healthy, active seniors, this number is usually below 1.0. In others, it can be 3 to 5 times higher. The lesson here is clear. Inflammation doesn't have to be a normal part of aging. When you take small, consistent actions to reduce it, your muscles and your entire body can stay stronger longer. Habit number 3, the micronutrient support your muscles can't go without. When most people think about nutrition for muscle health, they focus on the big things: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. But the older adults who maintain exceptional strength into their 70s, 80s, and even 90s understand that the small things, the vitamins and minerals, make a huge difference. These are called micronutrients. They don't give you calories, but they act like keys that unlock the systems your body needs to build, repair, and energize your muscles. Without them, your body may struggle to use the protein you eat, and your workouts may not produce the results you're hoping for, no matter how hard you try. One of the most important micronutrients for older adults is magnesium. It's involved in more than 300 chemical reactions in the body, including muscle contraction and energy production. Yet over 70% of seniors are deficient in magnesium, often without knowing it. Studies have shown that people with healthy magnesium levels have significantly better grip strength and physical performance. Strong seniors often choose magnesium-rich foods like dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and almonds. When supplementing, they select forms that are gentle and well-absorbed, such as magnesium glycinate or threonate. Another important compound is creatine. While it's often associated with athletes, research now shows that older adults who take a small amount of creatine daily, just 3 to 5 grams, can see improvements in strength, muscle mass, and even brain function. A study from McMaster University found that seniors who combined creatine with light resistance training gained strength faster and also performed better on memory tests. Vitamin B12 is another key nutrient and one that's commonly low in adults over 60. As we age, stomach acid levels drop, making it harder to absorb B12 from food. And certain medications, like antacids or diabetes drugs, can lower it even further. Without enough B12, your nerves may suffer, energy can drop, and muscles can become weaker. That's why those who stay strong often take B12 in a special form called methylcobalamin, which is easier for the body to use. They also keep an eye on smaller trace minerals, like zinc, selenium, and chromium, which help regulate insulin and protein metabolism. These support how nutrients move into muscle cells and how effectively the body can use them. A 5-year study from Tufts University showed that seniors with optimal levels of these trace minerals maintain 22% more muscle mass than those with low levels, even if their exercise routines were the same. The most important thing is not to guess. These nutrients can be measured with simple blood tests. Superagers don't take a generic multivitamin and hope for the best. They check what their body truly needs, then choose supplements and foods that match those needs carefully and efficiently. So while macronutrients fuel the machine, micronutrients keep it running smoothly. Without them, even the best diet and exercise plan may fall short. But with the right support, your muscles can stay strong and responsive year after year. Habit number 2, protecting the brain-to-muscle connection. When people talk about muscle loss, they usually think about the muscle itself. But what many don't realize is that the process often begins somewhere else, in the connection between your brain and your muscles. This connection is called the neuromuscular junction. It's like the electrical wiring that sends signals from your nervous system to your muscles. If those wires become weak or damaged, your muscles won't get the message to move, even if they're still strong. After the age of 60, these neural connections begin to decline more quickly. That's one reason why some people feel weaker, even though they're eating well and staying active. But here's the encouraging part. Studies from the University of Michigan have shown that older adults who maintain good brain-to-muscle connections preserve their strength far better than their peers. And there are ways to protect and even rebuild these vital links. One of the best ways is through coordinated movement exercises. Activities like Tai Chi, dancing, table tennis, and even light tennis force the brain to coordinate balance, timing, and body awareness. Unlike walking or lifting weights, which can become automatic, these kinds of movements keep the nervous system highly engaged and help preserve those signaling pathways. In fact, a study in 2020 found that older adults who practiced these activities had 31% better neuromuscular function than those who only did regular exercise. Nutrition also plays an important role. Compounds like alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl-L-carnitine have been shown to protect the areas where nerves and muscles meet by reducing oxidative stress. Certain forms of vitamin B1, such as benfotiamine and plant extracts like huperzine A, may also support neurotransmitter activity, especially acetylcholine, the key chemical your brain uses to activate muscles. Even simple breathing techniques can help. Controlled breathing methods like box breathing, where you breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, and hold again, can stimulate the vagus nerve. This helps calm the nervous system and improve communication between the brain and body. And there's another surprising strategy: mental exercise. It turns out that keeping your brain active by doing puzzles, learning music, reading complex material, or studying a new language can support the same neural networks that control your muscles. That's because the brain and body share many of the same wiring systems. A study from Columbia University showed that older adults who kept their minds challenged were more likely to maintain motor control even if they weren't doing intense physical activity. The message here is simple. If you want your muscles to work, you have to keep the signals flowing. And that means protecting both the hardware, your muscles, and the software, your nervous system. Strong aging doesn't start in the gym. It starts in the brain. Habit number 1, progressive resistance training, the most powerful anti-aging habit. Of all the habits shared by strong, independent older adults, one stands above the rest. And that is resistance training, done the right way. According to experts at Tufts University, no pill or supplement can match the power of properly performed strength training when it comes to slowing down aging. But there's a problem. Many older adults either skip it entirely or do it in a way that's far too gentle to make a real difference. The most common mistake is assuming that walking, light aerobics, or even swimming is enough to preserve muscle. While these activities are good for the heart and joints, they often don't provide the level of challenge that muscles need to stay strong. Muscle follows a simple rule: use it or lose it. And more specifically, challenge it or watch it shrink. So what do superagers do differently? First, they focus on intensity, not just duration. Research from McMaster University found that just 2 weeks of higher intensity resistance training, pushing the muscles to the point where another repetition isn't possible, produced better muscle growth than 5 weeks of lighter training. The goal is not to strain or injure yourself. It's to reach the point where the muscle is fully activated and then give it time to recover and rebuild. They also choose compound movements, exercises that engage multiple muscle groups at once. Things like squats, push-ups, rows, and lifts challenge the body more effectively than isolated movements. And no, they don't need to be done perfectly. What matters is adapting the movement to your body, your joints, and your current ability. Another key is progressive overload, which means gradually increasing the challenge. This could be done by adding a small amount of weight, doing an extra repetition, or slightly slowing down the movement. The body needs a reason to grow. If you lift the same amount week after week, your muscles will stop responding. And finally, they pay close attention to the eccentric phase, the lowering part of a movement. Lowering a weight slowly, under control, creates more tension in the muscle and often less stress on the joints. It's especially helpful for older adults who want to stay strong without risking injury. In one remarkable study from the University of Alabama, older adults who followed a progressive strength training program for just 12 weeks increased their muscle mass by over 3 pounds, improved strength by 35%, and saw benefits in bone density, blood sugar, and even memory. The takeaway is clear. The most dangerous thing you can do as you age is not strength training, but avoiding it. If you're just getting started, even 2 sessions per week, each lasting 30 minutes, can make a massive difference in how you age. It's not about looking like a bodybuilder. It's about keeping your body ready for real life. Getting out of a chair, lifting groceries, climbing stairs, or catching yourself if you slip. So if you only remember one habit from this video, let it be this. Strength training, done safely and consistently, is your body's best defense against aging. So now you've seen the habits. They're not complicated. They don't require expensive equipment or a complete lifestyle overhaul. They're small choices, done consistently, that can completely change the way you age. Things like cooling your shower for 30 seconds, shifting when you eat your protein, doing just 5 seconds of focused muscle work, or lifting light weights with full attention. These are not secrets. They're science, and they're already working for thousands of older adults who've decided they're not going to accept weakness as part of getting older. Because strong aging isn't about luck or good genes. It's about the quiet, steady decisions you make each day to protect your muscles, your balance, your brain, and your freedom. And the best news? It's not too late to start. You can begin today, even with just one habit. And in a few weeks, you may feel the difference in how you move, how you sleep, and how confident you feel in your own body again. That's what strong aging looks like, and you deserve it. If this video helped you, please consider clicking like and subscribing to the channel. It lets us know you want more content like this, natural, science-backed, and made with care for your stage of life. We'd also love to hear from you. Is there one habit that surprised you? Or something you've already been doing that you now see in a new light? Leave a comment and share your story. You never know who else might be inspired by your journey. And remember, getting older doesn't mean giving up. It means getting smarter, getting stronger, and getting ready for what's next. Thank you for watching.